These days you'll often find 2 or 3 channel dash cams covering the front, rear and inside of your vehicle. But what about the sides? In this video I'm taking a look at the BOTSLAB G980H, a 4 camera dash cam system that promises complete 360 degree coverage around your vehicle. Unlike a traditional front and rear setup, this model records from the front and rear as well as the left and right side simultaneously, giving you a much more comprehensive view of what's happening around your car. So the big question is, does it deliver enough real-world value to justify upgrading from a standard dashcam setup? And just so you know, this dashcam was provided for review, but as always, all the thoughts and opinions are entirely my own. If you want to get one for yourself, I've put links in the description and pinned comment below. Let's get started. With 4 different lenses on this dashcam, the spec of the G980H was always going to be a bit different. It features a 3K front camera which uses a 5 megapixel SC501 AI CMOS sensor, paired with 2 1080 side cameras and a 1080 rear one too. If you choose to only use the main dashcam with 2 extra cameras instead of 3, then you'll get AI upscaled 4K on the front. The dashcam has a 3.18 inch touchscreen display, built-in 5.8 GHz Wi-Fi for faster downloads, and GPS tracking that syncs driving routes and speed with its mobile app. The system also supports loop recording, G-sensor emergency lock, voice control commands and 24/7 parking when paired with a hardwire kit, and uses a supercapacitor instead of a battery for better heat and cold resistance. Micro SD card storage is expandable up to 512 GB, and it comes with other features such as infrared night vision and fatigue alerts. Opening up the dashcam box, you've got a cardboard pouch that we'll come back to, and underneath is the main dashcam body. Taking it out, so far it looks fairly conventional, and once the protective stickers are removed, you can see the large lens dominating the front. It's easily movable, perhaps moving a little too freely, but you can get the perfect angle of the road ahead. On each side you've got a single USB-C port, which I'll come to shortly, with a micro SD card slot on the top, next to the large mount and sticky pad, which is removable by sliding it downwards. On the side of the mount are 2 ports, a USB-C for power and a mini USB for connecting the rear camera. Finally, on the base of the unit is a single button for turning the screen on or off, though when pressed, the voice will tell you that the dashcam continues to record, as this isn't a power button. The box beside the dashcam houses the side cameras. The lens swivels a full 90 degrees so you can point at the side windows, into the vehicle or anywhere in between. In addition to the USB-C for mounting, they're both magnetic and only fit into the main dashcam body one way, with the silver to the outside and the black facing in. With the protective film removed, you've certainly got a longer than average dashcam, but it still feels quite compact and all the lenses are very adjustable. Going back to the box, there are 2 more below and the larger one contains the rear camera. Here you have a standard compact lens which twists vertically so you can adjust the viewing angle, and it has the very long cable you'd expect to be able to reach from the rear of your vehicle to the front. The smaller box houses the power cable, which is a 12 volt to USB-C with a built-in USB-A port for charging additional devices, and there's a trim removal tool which will be handy for the install in a minute. The thin pouch we removed at the beginning contains a number of other accessories. You've got a 128 GB micro SD card included as standard, quick start guides, replacement sticky pads for the front and rear cameras, a lens cleaning cloth, a grammatically interesting sticker, and 2 large electrostatic stickers. So that's what's included in the box, but you can also get a hardwire kit such as this one. This will replace the 12 volt power adapter, and by powering the camera via your car's fuses, you'll get access to parking mode for protection when you're away from the vehicle, but more on that later. It's worth noting that this hardwire kit doesn't come with fuse taps, but BOTSLAB also have one which does. Installing the G980H is the same as most front and rear dashcams, so I'll keep it brief. You find a space on the windscreen, usually behind the rear view mirror, which I've removed here to help with filming. Clean the glass, peel back the protective film, press the dashcam in place, remove the dashcam and press the mount firmly for 30 seconds. Connect the power cable, run the wire along the headliner, down the A pillar to the 12 volt port, being careful to avoid blocking any airbags. Onto the rear camera, stick it down, run the cable to the front and connect it to the main camera. Finally, add the two side cameras. When finished, the camera will power up automatically whenever you start the vehicle and begin recording. If this install has gone a bit quickly, I've created a full step-by-step guide on how to safely install a dashcam and hide the wires, which I've linked in the top right corner and in the description below. Do check that out after watching this video. With the G980H installed, let's get it powered on and set up. On first switch on, you're greeted by a few one-off settings. The first thing to say is that the touchscreen is very responsive with no lag whatsoever, making it easy to navigate around. On the home screen, you can see all the cameras which are connected and recording, and the time neatly adjusts its size if you add or remove an extra lens. Down the right hand side, you have a quick view of your current main camera resolution, your Bluetooth, GPS, time-lapse and parking mode statuses, and whether audio is recording or not. Typing down on the screen brings up some quick options to turn on or off emergency recording, in-car cameras, audio recording and dashcam sounds. Swiping to the left brings the main image to full screen, and double tapping will rotate the camera views. A single tap on the screen brings up three options. The first takes you to the gallery to view all of your footage. Recording stops whilst in the gallery, but you can find standard recorded clips from all four cameras under loop video. Emergency video has locked clips. Parking monitors anything recorded whilst the vehicle is off, provided the hardwire cable has been attached. Time-lapse video holds any time-lapse or Sentry mode clips. I couldn't work out what candid video does, and photos holds any photos you take. Back on the home screen, the second button is to lock clips from being deleted, and this was only available after installing the latest update via the app. The final button is settings, and there's lots to explore here. I won't go through everything, but first up, Connect app gives you a QR code for the app and connection settings. Next, Record settings gives you access to change resolution, G-sensor sensitivity, sounds, infrared on the side cameras, which is a really nice feature to have, and watermarks. Parking monitor gives you sensitivity settings, access to time-lapse, Sentry mode and duration, and timed power shutdown. There's one driving assist option, which is fatigue driving or a reminder to stop after a designated period. System settings takes care of the dashcam basics such as time, date, sounds, lights, language formatting and reset, amongst other things. Finally, About Device gives you everything you need to know about the dashcam itself. Overall, there's lots to play with and a really comprehensive array of settings. And now it's time to see how they work. There are a number of voice control commands that you can use with the G980H. These are found in Settings, under System Settings and then Smart Voice. You can turn it on or off, and of Capture, Switch Screens, Switch Display and Audio commands. Lock the video. Turn off screen. Show rear camera. As you can see, the screen is very responsive to voice, performing commands almost instantly. Beyond recording, the G980H includes several safety-focused features. The first is a built-in G-sensor, which is a standard essential for all dashcams. If a collision or sudden impact is detected, the camera automatically triggers emergency recording and locks the footage so it can't be overwritten by normal loop recording. The sensitivity can be adjusted through off, low, medium and high under recording settings. There's also a driver fatigue reminder system. The dashcam can provide alerts after extended periods of driving with configurable reminders after 2, 4, 6 or 8 hours behind the wheel. For long motorway journeys, that could prove a useful prompt to take a break and stay alert. Any worthwhile dashcam will have a solid app these days, and BOTSLAB is no exception. BOTSLAB makes security cameras and video doorbells too, so they're well immersed in the remote camera world. Their app is a general one for all of their devices, which you can download for both iOS and Android devices, or you can scan the QR code in the dashcam settings to be taken straight there. To connect, make sure the dashcam is on the Bluetooth connection settings page and, after initial setup, which involves creating an account and finding the device, you'll be connected with the G980H. The first thing I did was download an update to make sure I was running on the latest version, and one change I noticed was that this added an emergency recording button and voice command to the dashcam, which is something I was really concerned that it was missing, as there wasn't a physical button to press. On the app screen, there's lots to look at. Starting with the buttons below the dashcam, you have Live, which is a low-resolution live view of all your cameras along with altitude and speed. You can change around which camera you're looking at and go full screen too. There's also the option to create a screen recording, which is a great way to get a low-res video straight to your phone. You can take an image and view your trajectory or the routes you've taken. The replay button is all of your video clips organised into albums. Downloads gives you easy access to all the clips you've saved to your phone. And settings gives you another way to change everything from resolution to volume to languages. Back on the home screen, there's another way to access trajectory. And below that is Smart Clip, which will combine clips with speeds and locations over the top. You've also got access to the BOTSLAB store for accessories and helpful information about different aspects of the camera. All in all, it's very thorough, and while using the app, it was fast and responsive, download speeds were good, and it didn't drop connection at all. Reconnecting dashcam to phone took between 10 and 20 seconds, and overall, it's been one of the nicer app experiences I've had with a dashcam. One of the strongest features of the G980H is its parking surveillance functionality. The system supports multiple parking protection modes. First, there's Parking Monitor. If the vehicle is struck while parked, the dashcam automatically wakes up and records a 1-minute incident clip. Sensitivity settings are available for this. Next is Time-Lapse recording. Here, the camera will continue recording after the engine is switched off. It captures 1 frame per second and compresses approximately 30 minutes of activity into a 1-minute video. It can be set to film for 8, 16 or 24 hours, and this allows for extended surveillance without consuming excessive storage space. When the vehicle is started, it switches from time-lapse back to standard looped video recording. Finally, there's Sentry mode. This is arguably the most advanced feature of the G980H parking protections. If someone lingers near the vehicle for more than a few seconds, the dashcam can automatically start recording. For drivers who regularly leave their vehicles in public car parks, this could provide an extra level of security and peace of mind. There is one more protection which is a bit different to these three: electric vehicle protection. If your vehicle has an always powered 12-volt socket, so even when the engine's off it keeps the dashcam on, then you can choose for a 10 or 20 minute interval, after which the dashcam will power off and switch to parking mode. It's worth noting that parking protections when away from the vehicle requires use of the additional hardwire kit. If you like the idea of hardwiring but don't know where to start, fear not, because I've already made a complete how to hardwire a dashcam to your vehicle video, which you should see in the top right corner now, but it's also linked in the description below. If hardwiring definitely isn't for you, then I've also taken a deep dive into an alternative idea: powering via the OBD port. That video's linked in the same places too. Image quality is, of course, one of the most important factors when it comes to dashcams. If you have all 4 cameras running, then you'll get 3K or 2880 by 1620 resolution at the front, with 1080 resolution rear and side cameras. If you use the front with any 2 other cameras, you'll get a maximum resolution of upscaled 4K. Whilst I don't love upscaled video footage, I didn't notice too much of a difference between 3K and 4K. In both resolutions, the front camera produces sharp footage with good colour balance and detail throughout the image, capturing number plates clearly even when moving. The front lens has a 170-degree field of view, so very wide, with the expected distortions in the far edges. You do of course capture much more of what's around you with such a wide lens. A circular polarizing filter is also available for this dashcam. While it can allow less light onto the sensor, I always like to have one for reducing glare and reflections to get clearer video footage. As for file sizes, when set to 4K, a minute-long file will be around 210 MB, whereas for native 3K, this is nearer 150 MB. The rear camera has a 150-degree field of view, which is plenty wide enough to capture what's going on behind you. At 1080 resolution, you're understandably getting lower quality than the front lens, but it's perfectly usable and number plates up close are very readable. The 1080 resolution of the side cameras is solid too. Whether you're pointing them straight out of the windows or at your passengers, you're getting that extra bit of coverage that could be vital in an accident from the side. As they only really capture things happening close to the lens, you're getting lots of usable detail that you wouldn't get at a distance from a 1080 resolution sensor. In the dark, the G980H benefits from advanced night vision performance. The front and rear cams film in colour, with a good level of detail remained in the front, with the rear struggling slightly. The two side cameras have the option of colour, switching to infrared when it gets dark, or you can choose black and white footage at all times. The infrared option is certainly useful, and the side cameras will automatically switch when it gets too dark outside. Although you sacrifice colour with infrared, you're getting a much more detailed image. Coverage on all sides of the vehicle is not something you see every day, and even with 3 lenses at 1080, you're still getting reliable footage. So how much will a BOTSLAB G980H set you back? The 4-channel retails at around $340 or £220, though can be found for less at times. I think this is pretty good value considering everything you're getting. The 3-channel can be purchased for $270 or £200, with the option of getting an extra side camera separately. There's a 2-channel available for $190 or £140, and a G980H Pro that's also worth checking out for $210 or £160. If you want to get a BOTSLAB G980H for yourself, I've put affiliate links to it and all the accessories I've mentioned in the description and pinned comment below, so do check that out. So should you buy the BOTSLAB G980H? I haven't addressed it yet, but when I was researching the dashcam I found a number of people wondering if this would be any different from the £50 budget version you'd find online and wait for 3 weeks to arrive. I can genuinely say that I've been very impressed with the performance of the dashcam, the UI, the BOTSLAB app and the video quality. For the price you're getting solid 360-degree coverage with all the essential features you'd want. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and if you've used this dashcam yourself, I'd love to hear how you found it. Finally, if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future dashcam reviews, how-tos and automotive tech content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.